Hello, my llama loving folks out there, my mindful, brash and sassy crew that's going to be growing. I swear it will. You just need to share too. I'm trying to do a better job at sharing and promoting, but I've got a lot going on. I'm trying to keep a whole bunch of shit in check in my world and learn a bunch of different things and work and cleaning and taking care of my animals and this is the most thing I'm focused on outside of like work, sleeping, eating, cleaning, taking care of the animals. This is next, but I really want to get my Tai Chi incorporated back in. I haven't been doing that recently, but I will show you. I just got myself my new tattoos. This is a little awkward. There we go. That's my doggy's footprint. And then on my wrist, right above it, is a paw print, an infinity. It's hard to see. But anyway, so I got that done this past weekend. Today, it is Thursday, March 11th. Chip time for the ED thing. Unfortunately, I am back to, I'm ashamed to say, I'm back to the 24 hour. I was going to film this video yesterday, but the night got away from me. I was about to have 6 days ED sober, ED purge free, whatever. Last night ended up being an epic fail. I've been a girl the last few days. Internally, that is. I am synced with the new moon, kind of. I was synced with the full moon, then I stopped eating for a while because I was depressed, and then I synced with the new moon. The new moon is on Saturday. I've been kind of in between the two. I wish I'd get synced back up with the full moon, but it's really funny because me and the two girls I work with in my office are all synced up together too, I found out today. So pray for our clients. I felt crappy yesterday. I pretty much only ate granola of some sort at work yesterday. I ate granola bars and these granola snack cluster things that I have, pecan and honey, I think, and yeah, pecan and honey and pecan and vanilla almond. 2 different bags. I was snacked on granola on and off yesterday. That was pretty much it. I started taking the supplement that I take in the morning that's supposed to help your basically your digestive system through, and I think it's supposed to help a little with energy. It's supposed to help attempt to clean you out a little. And then I'm not sure if I got it from this website. Anyway, y'all don't care. So I've been doing all that, but I felt like crap yesterday. And when I came home, I don't even remember what the fuck I ate. Brussels sprouts, I think. I feel like I ate Brussels sprouts. Maybe that was the day before. I don't know, but regardless, I didn't like what I ate. I ate too much and I threw up. Yeah. But it wasn't even that I ate too much. I just felt like shit for like the last day and a half just because of being bloated and stuff. Once I threw up though, it was like I didn't feel that anymore. So weird. So weird. But anyway, so this video, I'm actually refilming this video and you would never know that unless I told you. I'm going to start with the steps, like officially start with the steps now. I refilmed this. The last one I filmed was about 30 minutes or so. And I was going through my workbook, my step workbook yesterday. And I was like, you know what? I'm not going to get that personal with the steps right now. I pretty much literally like read everything that, like all the questions and the topics that each step covered and my answers. I'm not going to do that. We're going to make this video like 15 minutes or whatever. I'm not doing this 30-minute shit anymore. Some might be, I'm going to try to definitely keep it under 20. Unless it's something. I don't mind that the ones about the ABA were that long. Hopefully y'all will sit through them and learn some weird information about Anorexics and Bulimics Anonymous and even EDA, Eating Disorders Anonymous. But I do want to give another shout out to Stephen Hilton. If you remember my intro video, I said that he was the reason that I decided to make this channel. And yesterday he posted a video about how he had an eating disorder on his channel when he was doing AA and NA, the addiction steps, 12 steps, and he did, like, that inspired me to change around how I wanted to make this channel when I was in the works of prepping it. And he posted this EDA or eating disorder video yesterday about how he was an overeater and wanted to, you know, start going to OA, Overeaters Anonymous meetings and work the steps through there. And he would have been bulimic if he would have been able to make himself throw up. And I want to give another shout out to him. And I commented on his post when he posted his eating disorder video on Facebook yesterday, and I was like, Steven, come check out my channel. Like, you inspired me to do it. And then to find out he has some kind of an eating disorder too, it's crazy. It's crazy. And I absolutely adore him and Laura, and I hope they can check out my channel. I'm going to keep hashtagging him and and whatever and posting him on Facebook. I'm like, please watch my channel. Of course, he only has like 5, 6, 7-minute videos. So, but he's Steven Hilton and people know who he is, and nobody knows who the fuck I am yet. I love you, YouTube world. I'm at a little bit of a weirder angle today. I'm like more of a facing down. My camera thing was giving me some shit a little bit ago, and I just want to get this video done. So, we're going to start with step 1 from the Eating Disorders Anonymous handbook. And I actually also have some stuff that I downloaded from the ABA handbook too. That's just a list of questions. It's not a workbook like this one is, but so I'm not going to go through what I wrote for all of them. I might like paraphrase it in 5-10 seconds, but so step 1 in the Eating Disorder Handbook is we admitted that we were powerless to our eating disorders and that our lives have become unmanageable. Truth. And of course the ABA says pretty much the same thing, except for we admitted that we were powerless to our insane eating habits or something like that. Oh, this is AA. I downloaded this from ABA though, but it's literally talks about alcohol and drugs. So we're not going to worry about that one then. I might look at it because some of the questions are kind of relevant, but whatever. All right, so then it has write about when and how your eating disorder started. I already said a little bit about that in one of my other videos, one of my first videos. I'm going to get back into that kind of stuff too. I might make these step videos 2 parts, or I'll just make them 1 depending on how long they end up being. So then it says, check off what different eating disorders you have. Now, all the eating disorders on the list are anorexia, exercise bulimia, binge eating disorder, compulsive eating, bulimia, orthorexia, which I don't remember what that is, obsession with food, weight, body image, or exercise, and other specified feeding or eating disorders. It could include night eating disorder or pica, where you eat like inanimate objects. Night eating disorder, I don't know if that's maybe like you eat when you sleepwalk. That could be part of it, because I've seen and heard about people doing that. A lot of medications, not a lot of medications, but I know some of the medications can do that to people. Ambien is one of them. I have a prescription for Ambien. I haven't taken it in a long time, but it never happened to me that I'm aware of. But my psychiatrist did tell me that that was a side effect of Ambien. It's both sleepwalking and sleep eating. So yeah, I marked bulimia, binge eating, compulsive eating, and obsession with food, weight, body image, and exercise, but not exercise because I don't exercise. And it says, asks if you have any other issues: alcoholism, sex abuse survivor, sex addiction, kleptomania, narcotics or drug problems, PTSD, or dissociation issues, gambling issues, or health effects. And I marked health effects with, and then it says to add, you know, what kind, please specify the health effect. I said depression and anxiety. So then any other 12-step programs that you've taken part of, any intensive outpatient, any individual therapy, other support groups, or other spiritual solutions. I answered the individual therapy because I am in counseling. It's not strictly about my eating disorder, but we do discuss that. And then spiritual solutions, talked about my meditation and my manifesting and getting into like my witchy pagan type stuff. That's going to be the only thing that I reveal too much personal stuff about on here. So then it says to list events and feelings or ideas that made your eating disorder worse or more awful. Events can include major life events such as death, divorce, job loss, relationship loss, rape, or other major threats to your health and safety. And then it asks for feelings that's associated with those. So like, for example, like one of the things I put was depression, and then potential deaths or whatever, and a breakup, sadness, anger, self-pity, blah, blah, blah. Then please list events and ideas or feelings that made your eating disorder better or less awful. Events might include a new relationship, accepting responsibilities that got you out of yourself, such as caring for children, adopting children, or spiritual practices. I talked about a relationship I was in. And then feelings or ideas such as appreciation or positive regard for good things in your life, including your physical senses, sensuality, and physical being, positive appreciation for your own abilities, willingness to love and serve others without expectations or of recognition or reward, gratitude for all that is good, right, and whole. Again, I talked about body image and love and all kinds of stuff. List specific examples where you'd like to see improvement in your life right now. They can be, but don't have to be, about food, weight, or body image. It says many of us recover substantially in other areas while remaining sort of stuck in other respects. Do you have any rigidity or fears with respect to food, weight, and body image, work, relationships, or sex, etc.? Please go ahead and list them. I talked about fears. And then the last part of this is, says keep it short and honest, as always. Down at the bottom it says, remember what you see here, what you see here, and what you hear here, let it stay here. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. What happens in the EDA workbook stays in the EDA workbook. It's part of, I was doing this, working on this yesterday, and it was part of why I decided not to divulge everything. Quite frankly, in videos where I talk about it, most of the stuff will be divulged anyway, in some shape or form. But just kind of give an idea of what the EDA, or the eating disorder, and 12 steps include. It's all very similar to ABA too. It's, again, very similar to AA, NA, all of the addiction groups, whatever your addiction is. Shopping, gambling, sex, whatever. So it says, list examples of how you have been powerless over your eating disorders and times you knew that you were causing harm but just could not seem to stop, no matter how hard you tried, no matter how the possible consequences, no matter how great the desire to stop. So yeah, reasons that you're powerless over, that you became powerless over this eating disorder, that you had to accept the fact that you had an eating disorder and knew that you were powerless over food, basically, any type of food situation, because it's all about food in the beginning. Like that's, I mean, it's about food all the time, but it's, you know, more or less, it's going to always start about some kind of weight issue, weight and or body image issue. Then it says, list examples of how having an eating disorder created unmanageability in your life, such as ways in which others were put in harm's way or where you could not seem to do what you knew was right for you as a direct result of your eating disorder. Consider health, work and career, relationships, including family, friendships, and intimate relationships, finances, living situations, and spiritual conditions. I talked about an issue I had at a daycare that I worked at a long time ago, about 2007, I think it was, maybe 8. I was throwing up. It was a brand new daycare, and it was with a facility. It was with a healthcare facility in Akron that did drug addiction counseling. They did drug testing for like pre-employment screenings. They did something else. I just don't remember what. And then they decided to open up a daycare. And I started working there when the daycare first opened. And I ended up being the preschool teacher. But so our building, the daycare building, like all the buildings were like clustered in like this little area around each other. Like we were right next to the counseling building, and then right across the street was the medical building. In the back of our building, the daycare, if you go through the back door, it was the maintenance offices, basically a great big garage. And in between was the office of the human resources lady And across from her office was it wasn't the human resources lady. Was it? I think the human resources lady and the like manager or whatever of the maintenance both had offices back there. I forget. But the bathroom was right across the hall from at least one of those offices. And I got called into HR lady's office because one of the maintenance people told them that I was throwing up. So I don't know if it was a thing. He was like, is she sick working with these kids? You know, you're all gonna get sick. Like, she's puking. Like, she doesn't look sick. She isn't acting like she's sick, but we heard her puking. So I got called and I got sent to one of the counselors or therapists or whatever. I don't remember if she was just a counselor, if she was a psychiatrist, what the hell she was, but one of their mental health people. And they made me talk to her, and I ended up telling her that I was bulimic and it was on and off and blah, 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 blah. And yeah, nothing ever really came of it, but I was on my breaks. I threw up on my breaks usually. Occasionally I'd say I had to go to the bathroom if I could, if it permitted for ratio for the kids in the classroom. But yeah, so, and anyway, that was, I can't remember. I don't think I talked about that in any of my other videos. I know I talked about that in the video that I'm remaking, but I'm not going to use, but I can't remember if I talked about it anywhere else. So then it says, do you use your eating disorder to help manage your emotional state in one way or another so your life feels more manageable? Duh. That's what it mostly became and still is. It's a control issue. It's a self-harm thing. It's like in lieu of cutting or whatever. It's just a thing. And then, do you feel completely safe within yourself, able to rely on yourself to do all that is required of you without resorting to behaviors that you know cause harm? Not completely, but I am getting there. I went 6 days without puking. I don't remember the last time I went 6 days without puking while still eating. Like, I had my major depressive episodes where, my depression diets where I didn't eat for weeks. And I usually didn't throw up because I hadn't eaten unless I wanted to control something, so I ate just to throw up. But I don't remember the last time I went 6 days without puking without being on a depression diet. So I'm getting there. I don't know, yesterday was weird, but I'm back at 24. What are you going to do? Live and learn and move on. Move to the future. All right, so that's step 1 of the EDA handbook. Step 2 is next. I'm probably going to film a couple of these back to back. So that was step 1. I have not hit 20 minutes yet, so we're going to end this so it's not 20 minutes. So I will see you all in the next video for step 2. So once again, as always, if you liked this information, like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hit the bell icon to be notified when I add more content. And eventually this is going to kind of segue into more information, kind of vloggy about me, information about witchcraft, information about meditations, information about manifesting, all kinds of stuff. EFT tapping, maybe Tai Chi. I'll talk about Tai Chi some little bit. Maybe I'll do some Tai Chi in some videos. You just never know what I'll do. I might sit here and meditate with y'all in a video. Why the hell not? We could do a new moon meditation on Saturday night. Who the fuck knows? Maybe I'll go live for that. I don't know. You don't know. None of us know until I decide. Oh, and tarot. We'll talk about tarot and stuff too. All kinds of stuff. It'll be great. Crystals, energy healing, Reiki, everything. I'll take you on a tour of my little Zen room once I clean up what's on that side of it, on the other side of like stuff I'm looking at, because I'm looking at a mess. Behind me is not a mess, but in front of me is a mess. All right, so like, share, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys soon. Namaste, bitches. Bye.